Many of you remember this story of AFIBA and Celine, these two young ladies that went missing.
AFIBA and Celine, two young women full of life and dreams. They vanished without a trace, swallowed by the bustling city of Aba. Their disappearance sent shockwaves through their families and entire Africa. It was as if they had simply vanished into thin air. AFIBA, a vibrant and ambitious businesswoman, had a bright future ahead of her. Celine, known for her infectious laughter and kind heart, brought joy to everyone she met. They were inseparable, two peas in a pod. On April 27, 2024, Andrew Ochekwo invited Celine, a Nigerian citizen, and her friend AFIBA, a Ghanaian citizen, to spend the weekend with him in Aba, Abia State, Nigeria. AFIBA, who was visiting her friend Blessing Onyinye in Port Harcourt, accompanied Celine to Aba. On April 28, 2024, AFIBA sent an SOS message to Blessing claiming they had been kidnapped by Andrew. Despite exchanging multiple messages, including AFIBA sending her location, communication was abruptly cut off. Unfortunately, Blessing did not promptly alert the authorities or AFIBA's family. Days turned into weeks, hope fading with each passing hour. The weight of their absence pressed down on their loved ones, a suffocating blanket of despair. What happened to AFIBA and Celine? The question echoed through their families' minds and entire nation of Nigeria and Ghana. The police investigation, slow and shrouded in secrecy, offered little solace. Leads ran cold. Witnesses proved elusive. The case grew colder with each passing day, the trail growing fainter. The disappearance of AFIBA and Celine became a chilling reminder of the vulnerability of life, the fragility of existence. The police, on the other hand, has been compromised, as they have been accused of corruption by the family of the missing girls. It was a story that demanded to be told.
The suspect in that case happened to be my friend, Andrew Ochekwo. The police never gave him a chance to defend himself. They quickly deleted him, and then they sent this guy to come and tell Nigerians this story. This particular guy called Harrison Gwaminishu tell Nigerians this story.
Please refer to IROT, Intelligence Response Team in Abuja, to handle the case. So they now came to our Umuahia to pick up the suspect, pick up the case file. So when they got to Umuahia, they had challenges of picking the case file. According to them, that the police refused to hand over the case file to them, that they are still investigating. Over 2 weeks in custody, Andrew could not tell them where Celine and AFIBA is. He could not tell them that this is what happened to them. This was what transpired. So this team were able to get contact, and they took this Andrew to Abuja. So on their way to Abuja, at the station, they took some properties from Andrew's house, his phones, the bag of Celine, that was the victims, the man's computers, laptops, and the rest of them. So the man owns the Mercedes Benz, so they have to put all those stuff inside the boot of the Mercedes Benz. Now carry the man and tell him to enter the bus, the Toyota Hiace bus, the white Toyota Hiace bus. So the officers drove the Mercedes Benz with one of the officers, while this Hiace bus was behind driving. They were now traveling from Aba through Enugu to Benue State, heading to Abuja. So they said they got somewhere along Benue State. The car stopped on the way and refused to start. So Andrew now told them that this car has a facial recognition and thumbprint or something or whatever, that he's the only one that can be able to know how to operate it. So they brought Andrew down from the car and allowed him to enter the driver's seat to start the car. So he told him to open the bonnet. He opened the bonnet. He pressed something with his thumb. The car started, and they told him to come down. He now entered the bus. The journey continues. So 1 hour after, the car still stopped on the way again. So they told him, okay, go and do what you did before. So he came down from the car. So the officer said, Andrew entered the car. One of his legs was outside. One leg was inside. Then the door was open. So he was standing by the door with him with gun, while another officer was at the driver's side, the outside, you know, waiting for the car to start. So when the car started, Andrew now told the officer, go and go and go and close the bonnet. So the officer left him by the door to go and close the bonnet. As he was closing the bonnet, Andrew accelerated and zoom off. This was their story. They said man the man took off, drove off, and he nearly hit the man. The officer said he jumped out of his way and he zoomed. He could not,
Use this
SH,
GUN.
yeah, use his GON. So he took off. So they started making calls, calling different police units in Benue for them that like the man driving a black Mercedes Benz is dangerous and they should hold him anywhere they see him. And in that boot, of that Mercedes Benz, Andrew's gun is in that boot because it's an exhibit they took.
Hey,
It's
Andrew's
an
GUN.
exhibit they took from the station, from the other the station. His phone is in the boot. The gun is there. Some exhibit is in that boot. So Andrew drove off. So I think when he was driving, I think he missed them because the car, Mercedes Benz, the speed is more than the Toyota Hiace bus. So they said, I think at the period where he was driving, I think he stopped somewhere, opened the boot, and get hold of his phone, and then started making calls, calling friends that he's escaping. I think he called one man named Ben, who came again to social media and said that Andrew called him when when he was escaping from the police hand, video call that he was escaping, that he needs help and rest of them. And the man told him to surrender. Andrew refused. So the police said the checkpoint was mounted by the vigilante and the division. So when Andrew got to that checkpoint, he saw the blockage. He stopped. So they pointed GUN on him to stop, and he tried to reverse back to turn to move. They now opened, FIRE on him, and that was how they instantly.
I mean, what is the difference between what this guy is saying and what the latest guy in Abuja is talking about? I mean, if the story of the guy in Abuja don't make sense to you, I don't think this one makes sense to you either. But this is what the story. Just hear it yourself. Hear it yourself. Up to now, Nigerian police have never addressed the missing of AFIBA and Celine. They sent this guy who is basically working with them hand in hand to cover their crime for them and use his followers on social media to lobby and launder their image for them. The suspect in a AFIBA and Celine case, Andrew, was deleted after the police took him. Police stayed with him 6 days on the road. They were sleeping in a hotel, they were eating, he was driving himself, and they were taking money from him. All along, the guy insisted he did not did the girl anything. They left his house. The police agreed with him and they transported him. Now, literally, they kidnapped him and then they stay in a hotel, they eat together. The guy drove himself, buy food for them, buy drink for them, and then when they get to Benue, they eliminated him there. And they sent this one who is literally working with them to cover their crime and the bigger picture for them to come and tell Nigerians this story. Now, hear the story from Harrison's mouth and hear the story of what the Abuja guy is talking about. And then tell me, did you smell any similarity? It's all cooked up story to cover bigger crime. Nigerian police are lazy. They are not working. This IG of police is the most incompetent IG in the history of Nigerian police. He doesn't work. He stays in the